Hey, how's it going? So May is mental health month, and I was like, let's talk about some mental health disorders, guys. Kill that stigma. Talk about them. I'm going to start off with something that's near and dear to my heart, guys. Something that I personally have struggled with for years. It's called Maladaptive Daydreaming. I'm going to try to explain it in the best way I can. And if you have any questions, just ask me, because it's very complicated. Like, it's not easy to explain. Like, yeah, for someone who doesn't struggle with this is going to sound like really complicated. Let's talk about maladaptive daydreaming. Let's talk about maladaptive daydreaming. Maladaptive daydreaming. Maladaptive daydreaming. This is from healthline.com. So it's a condition that causes intense daydreaming that distracts a person from their real life. Many times, real life events trigger daydreams, and these events include topics of conversation, sensory stimuli such as noises or smells, physical experiences. You know how when you're like zoned out, like you're thinking about something, you're daydreaming, and you like zone out for probably like a minute or two, and like you completely, your eyes like glaze over, and you're like totally in your head. Picture doing that for like hours. And that's what maladaptive daydreaming basically is. It's just like zoning out into your own world, completely in your head, creating stories and characters for hours. Usually when people daydream, like doing maladaptive daydreaming, you are like physically involved, pacing back and forth, rocking back and forth. You're like making noises, like you're in this dream. You're completely experiencing it. My personal experiences with it, I've been daydreaming, maladaptive daydreaming for, I'm going to say 15 years. I think I started around when I was 10. I've been doing it probably every day ever since then. I didn't know like a name for this until I was in college, I think. Yeah, until I was in college. I went to therapy when I was a freshman in college, and I went in there and I was like, lady, I have ADD, I have ADHD, I'm a schizophrenic. I was telling her all these things is probably wrong with me. And then she was like, are you sure you're schizophrenic? I'm like, yeah, because I'm creating characters in my head. I stay there for hours. So the difference between maladaptive daydreaming and like probably schizophrenic is like, people with maladaptive daydreaming know their daydreams aren't real, it's not real life. Then she asked me, oh, did you come from like an abusive like family or background and stuff where you ever like physically, sexually abused or anything like that? And I'm like, no, I don't think so. And that has been a main question for like a lot of the therapists I've seen. Like, were you abused when you were younger? I'm just like, no. I'm like thinking, then I'm like, I second guess myself. I'm like, was I? And then she's like, they were like, always like, you will definitely know if you were like abused. So I'm like, no, I wasn't. So I don't know why I started doing this. There's no diagnosis for this. And so going to therapy and people are just like, it's like so new and interesting because like they don't know what you're talking about. Seeing this in like for me, but for like a lot of other people that I read stories about, is that when you daydream, you are a better version of yourself. Like in my daydreams, I'm the perfect person. I have the best body, I have the best hair, I have the best personality. I'm just like all around the best. When real life hits me where I'm like insecure, I'm shy, I'm socially awkward, I'm just like not able to like make friends or communicate well with people, when I'm just like in real life, you know, I'm like overweight, I have like short hair when I want long flowing hair. In my daydreams, I can be that confident person I really want. Yeah, so basically what I did, because I don't do it anymore, I'll talk about that later, my coping and stuff with this, but what I did is rocking. rocking back and forth. When I was younger, I paced. Like, I did this weird, like, prancing thing. I can't really explain it, but, like, I did this weird, like, prancing thing, like, back and forth, prancing, back and forth. But I'm a big girl, so we had to sit down. So when I sat down, that's when the rocking started. Like, how I get into my daydreams, I pop in some earbuds, I listen to music, and then I like just get and start rocking back and forth. I'm just in it, like my arms are in it, I'm rocking, I'm into the stream. Moving into like how I'm coping with it or recovering from it, I've tried to stop so many times over the years. I use sobriety apps. I use one, it's called Nomo. They have like little games or like little activities you can play like when you're triggered, and you can play those apps. So that really helped me in the beginning. And also I use this app called Sober Grid, which has been very helpful, guys. Like a lot of people on there are like for drug and alcohol like recovery and don't fit in there, but guys, I can relate to everything they're talking about, like the addiction of it. And also, people are so encouraging on there. When I got like my 1 month chip and I posted about it, and everyone was like giving me so many encouraging words, like they like DM me like some encouraging messages. I'm just like, this is awesome, man. Yeah, so at the beginning when I first started like basically cut cold turkey from doing this, so I was bored out my mind. It was just like I didn't know what to do with my time because I spent hours daydreaming, to the point I'm googling things to do when you're bored because I was so bored. And so like the first day also, I was walking around so confidently and I was just like, hey, I'm normal now, I'm not doing this anymore. And that's what basically is like when you first start this, it's just like it's bright and new and everything's good, but then the real work starts and you have to keep working at it. Learning in therapy is that I'm basically rewiring my brain. For 15 years my brain was like, when you hear this, you do this. When this happens, you do this. When this happens, you daydream. I get triggered by the littlest things. Music is my main trigger. Music, when I hear like a certain note in a song, when I hear someone harmonize, or hear like a riff and someone doing like a riff in a song, I get triggered. When I hear like a melody or something, I get triggered. Things I do. I have sobriety apps that's been helping me. I have a task board, so you can't really see it, but you see it's right here. This is, there's a light on it. This is my task board. I write everything to do, like it's like for the whole month of May, and I write everything down, something to do every single day so that I'm not bored. Especially like I have like a routine now. Like I set my alarm, same time every morning. I get myself out of bed. I leave my room. I do not come back because this is where I'm in my room right now, but I get dressed, I pack up my bag, I leave my room. Do not come back to my room until nighttime. And so that's one thing, like completely staying out the place where I daydream. Another thing is like positive talk. I'm like, I will do this. I am doing this. I'm going to do this. This is going to work. Positive talk. It's not just like change just like one little thing about you. You have to change your whole entire life. You have to rewire your whole entire brain because your brain is used to doing one thing. I follow different like forums and like groups and stuff I'm in, and like it's awesome to hear like I'm not the only one struggling with this. I can't wait till the day till this is like a official disorder and to be in the DSM. I'm really excited for that. Though I feel like it is kind of a coping mechanism, but I feel like for me personally it was doing more harm than it was doing good. And because I feel like it was getting worse over time. So that's like one reason I stopped. Another reason is like I started having these weird ear pains because I blast my music loud while I'm daydreaming. So I think I'm going to make this like a series and talk about different like mental health issues I struggle with, have struggled with, and stuff like that. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe.